Hey guys, so I figured since we're almost on the last day of March, which is the Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month, I'm gonna go ahead and do a video blog for the end of this month. It's been a rough one, I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of problems um, with this last flare slash exacerbation. My spine has been being very persnickety and causing problems. I'm sorry if I seem off. I'm gonna do my best with this video. I had a funky spell earlier, the low blood pressure things, so this is MS, guys. Sometimes you just don't know, like right now my chest muscles are bugging me. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this trusty heating pad. This heating pad is actually for my spine, my cervical spine, because it goes around the back of your neck. And I use it a lot, and heat helps me when it's not tired. Oxygen saturation causes me to, I am tired too, but oxygen saturation causes me to yawn a lot, trying to the air into them lungs, kind of thing. But it's just, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating because I feel very unseen slash misunderstood a lot, because sometimes the cognitive breaks or the stress of the disease or what my body's actually feeling that day. I may have to actually go put the oxygen on here in a minute. We'll see how far I get because it's bugging me. But it's very frustrating because I'm often misunderstood as being smart mouth or persnickety or sassy or whatever, and more often than not, it's really not what's going on. Sorry, like I said, rough moments. It's difficult. This disease is a whirlwind and so unpredictable and ridiculous and pisses me off, and it's freaking, it's stupid, I wouldn't wish it on my enemy, and I don't know that I have any other than the devil. I'm pretty sure there are people who don't like me because I spoke my mind to them and they didn't like the truth, but, oh well. Wah. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. But, it may be, tomorrow may be the end of the month, for the awareness, but my awareness is every day. My awareness is every hour, it's every minute, because I'm very fully aware of everything that it has caused, everything that I have issues with, and you guys can still see. I don't think it will ever heal correctly, but this nerve palsy, that's why I smile crooked most of the time, because I can't control the nerve palsy, and you can really see me trying to smile. It's not a stroke, don't worry. This literally happened, I don't know, a couple years into sorry, oxygen. A couple years into the disease, unfortunately, I had some nerve damage right here, and it never healed properly. So I have a good side. There's a dimple. There you go. But, you know, I am sad that they didn't have the walk this month and this month, awareness month, but at least it's next month. If you guys want to walk with me, I would love to have you come support not only me, but others who battle this disease and those of us who have passed from it for complications from it. You know, it's just, I walk every year with my people who come, and we always dress in Renaissance, medieval, Viking garb, and Ben made 3 of the Shield Maiden shields that I designed, and we carry those. And I always have an armband or a button or something as a, memorabilia. But let me know if you want to walk with me. I sent a bunch of invites out. I would love your support. Freaking oxygen. It's a good thing, but when your muscles are acting like this and the diaphragm, and then we have pollen outside, which isn't helping any of the congestion, which doesn't help the breathing. So super fun. Lord have mercy, it's aggravating. It's heartbreaking and it's hard. Yesterday was really hard for me. I cried for almost 2 hours. And I had really bad anxiety, and I don't know when the lapses happen, and I'm not stupid or unintelligent by any means. It's what the diseases cause. I'm not an invalid, and I'm not ignorant. I'm very strong and very capable, but in the moments where it's flaring up, it does what it wants to do. I don't need to be locked away somewhere or put in a facility or anything ignorant like that. I've spent my entire life taking care of people and loving them, and I want nothing but love, compassion, and support in return. And I think it's my time. That may be presumptuous of me, but I would hope, the few people close to me that tell me I'm worthy of that love and support and help. And it's what I want. I'm tired. I'm tired in more ways than I can say. The fatigue that it causes is the most ignorant kind of fatigue that you can imagine. But I just want y'all to be here and support and love. Chronic diseases and chronic conditions they're draining, and so if you have someone in your life that is struggling with a condition that's chronic, just try to be compassionate, because compassion and love really make a difference. Just for someone to ask you, hey, I love you. Do you need me to get you anything? Or, hey, I love you. I want you to know that I'm here if you need me. Or, I'm just checking on you, see how you're doing. We probably don't need anything, 50, 60% of the time, but then there are percentages that we do. And just be there. Like, I took care of my first husband until his last breath left his body. I was literally holding him. when his last breath left his lungs and I felt his spirit leave his body. It didn't matter how hard it was on me. It didn't matter how tiring it was or how exhausting it was, because I was not going to let him battle alone, and I was not going to let him fight alone. I've been the same way with my son, and I've also been the same way supporting my son, my oldest son, Tony. You know, and my son, Tony, is precious. He literally will message me, "I love you, Mom. How are you?" And those are some of the best text messages that I could get, because they're so encouraging, letting me know that I ain't forgotten, or I'm not a burden, and I'm not unimportant, And my son Gabriel has these major health issues, and he'd be like, "You doing okay, Mom? You need anything?" From a sick boy. So both of my babies, they check on me, and kind words mean a lot. I know people are so wrapped up in their lives, but if you love someone that has a chronic illness, make sure you're there for them. You don't gotta give them the sun, the moon, the stars, and $1 million. Basic compassion and love means the entire world. It really does. I've been trying to keep my mind off of how my neck, my spine, my C-spine is, yeah, it's not good. It's really crappy, actually. Really crappy. But, I've been trying to, hang out with my chickens and stuff like that, because it helps my mental health, because you gotta keep this as free as possible so it don't progress this. Half your battle is up here. That's an old saying. Half your battle's in your mind, and that is the absolute truth, whether you're battling a job, a situation, a health issue, school, whatever. If you win it up here, it's going to line up in here. Even if your body isn't what you need it to be, your brain is very powerful. And so I do things to help keep this from getting me wore down. Unfortunately, yesterday, because I had already been struggling and having issues for so many weeks and everything, it just broke over the dam, and I was crying in my parlor, and it was sad. It happens. But I've been working with my chickens, and they're super cute and fluffy, and they're a good serotonin boost. And then I picked up Old Lady Craft, which is okay. I started doing needlepoint, is what we used to call this. They call it needlepoint. Some people call it embroidery. And yes, I'm doing the ones with the pattern drawn on them. I do want to draw my own patterns. But I have to be real careful because of the neuropathy and the spine issue. Having my arm bent for talking a lot is going to make me yawn more because my lungs are trying to get more air. It happens sometimes with MS. It's a pain in the balls. But anyway, I have issues, holding my arms a certain way for very long, because then my hands will start going numb, and it's because the neuropathy / all of this caca in my spine. But this pattern, this pattern's really cute. It's totally me. It's got the spooky vibes and the plants and flowers and stuff. I got some butterflies and some mushrooms, of course, but I figured I'd do this one first. It is taking me longer because, like I said, my hand is going numb. I might have to go get that oxygen soon. But I got some pretty scissors to go with it too. And I love rose gold, and these are really Victorian looking. They wasn't. I found a really cool tool that has my seam ripper, and then you can't see it, but it's the needle threader. And I have been working on a little bit of leather work, some barrettes, and then I'm working on the armor for the armorer from the Mandalorian. I've got shit. It's annoying. I'm sorry, guys. You get to see a weird effect with MS. Sometimes the yawning is annoying as hell. But anyway, I'm working on some armor pieces. You know, I can do this. I can do this sitting, and just have to rest my neck and my back. And I usually end up wrapped up in a heating pad around my back. And this one actually goes across my shoulders, and it helps a lot. But yeah, you get to see some reality of the disease. I know some of y'all look at me and go, oh, I can't tell you're sick, blah, blah, blah. Please don't say that. Like, Jesus Christ. That'll piss me the fluff right off. I can't tell you're sick. My response might be, I can't tell you're stupid. Nobody on my page has said that to me, but people do get it said to them, and I promise I ain't the one to be saying that stuff too, especially not anymore. Because the filter doesn't exist very often, and I will deadass tell you how I feel about it. And if I ain't gonna reply kindly, it's hard for me to just give place to stupidity, and I don't, and I ain't going to anymore. But thank y'all for supporting me, and whoever watches this video. You know, you've gotten to the end of it, and I want to tell you thank you. It means a lot, and I hope y'all will consider walking with me. You know, they've always called me the fearless leader, and sometimes being a leader is exhausting, but I've been blessed to lead so far. And I will thank God and the universe and the great creator for every day that he gives me to continue fighting.